Hey y'all, Zach with Real Property Associates here. I'm standing inside one of my upcoming listings. We're going live in a couple days, so stay tuned for that. We're actually up north a little bit in the Everett Mill Creek area, just off 128. So stay tuned for that listing. Some exciting news just personally. My wife and I, we just bought a house in Edmonds, a new place. We're outgrowing the space and expecting our next kid here in June. So that's been an exciting kind of whirlwind of a time for us as well, and we were on vacation and when we closed, so you could probably appreciate some of the complexities if you've already bought and sold. So let's jump into a little bit of an update for the Seattle real estate market. In the city of Seattle, again, we set another median sales price record this is for the month of March's numbers. $682 was the median sales price, and that's up 9% from the same time last year. We were growing a little bit slower at the beginning of the year in home prices, and we're starting to see that big jump that I was predicting earlier in the year. Shoreline was up 21.5% this month as over last year at 560. Edmonds overall was at 568, and that was a 15.4% increase over last year the same time. And Linwood 450, and that's 10.4% over the same time last year. So we're seeing some pretty dramatic price increases, specifically in the Shoreline area. Zillow was reporting recently that their overall, this is just their data, not recent sales, but just overall data, about 13.2% increase in the city of Shoreline. So some of the suburbs of Seattle are growing even faster as a result of the increased prices in Seattle. Something to note, inventory was dramatically up last month in the city of Seattle and around, but listings were gone just as quickly. Median days on market in Seattle, 8 days, Shoreline 7 days, Edmonds 7 days, Linwood 7 days. You're seeing the pattern. So inventory increased dramatically, but there's still a whole bunch of people that have been kind of waiting in the what's the word? I'm just gonna skip that, whatever. There's been a logjam of people essentially that have been waiting to purchase a home, and now that inventory's picked up, those people are getting into houses, but we're not seeing an increase in the overall supply because the homes are going just as fast as they're coming on. And so we're still seeing inventory at or below a month in Seattle and the surrounding areas. So listings are still scarce. It's still a very competitive market for buyers. Homes are still selling way over the asking price, et cetera, and expect in the next few months for home prices to spike even more. Typically, May to July is kind of the sweet spot for listings. So we usually see an increase in inventory. We also see a balloon in price. So if you're a seller, this is a great time to sell. So if you've been thinking about it, you might be on the fence, this is going to be the time to give me a call, or if you have another agent that you've worked with in the past, feel free to give them a call. But I'd appreciate you reaching out to me. Love to talk with you and talk strategy about what we do to get your home sold and how we can market it to get you the most money possible. If you're thinking about buying, this is a good time in one sense where inventory is higher. But if you're patient and you can't afford to wait, it might be better to wait until end of July, beginning of August, or even kind of October, November, December time, when the market's typically is a little slower and prices might take that seasonal dip. So for sellers, it's a great time to sell right now. Buyers, it's a great time to buy because of the selection, but if you can wait, that might be also a good option. So love to grab coffee with you and discuss if you're thinking about buying or selling. We can talk strategy and figure out what the best options are for you. And thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next month. Bye for now.